Anime. When most people think of anime, they think about the popular shonens like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, and One Piece. Anime video games are no different, specifically PS2 era anime games. The popular ones are usually the Budokai games from Dragon Ball Z, Full Metal Alchemist, Samurai Champloo, and a bunch of other animes that could be watched in the early 2000s on Toonami and Adult Swim. However, I'm not talking about those, but the golden age of anime instead. The first game is Lupin III, Treasure of the Sorcerer King. This is brought to you by Bandai and Banpresto. And you know what? I didn't even know Banpresto was a video game developing company. When I think of Banpresto, I think of those anime figures that you see at conventions. But yeah, Banpresto develops video games. This game is a stealth game for the most part. You play as Lupin for the majority of the game, and you will be using disguises to make your way through the game. There's quite a few disguises such as cops, guards, and so on. You can even disguise yourself as ElGato. Now, there are parts in the game where you also play as Lupin's partners in crime, Jigen and Goemon. Their parts involve no stealth, it's just straight to the point. With Jigen, he's a gunslinger, and he usually just goes running gun mode. I do prefer to shoot in first person because he reloads faster in first person. Goemon, on the other hand, is a swordsman, and he could deflect bullets and slay enemies. They don't get penalized for killing enemies, mainly because it's not authorities of the law they're killing. No, they're killing ninjas and mercenaries. Lupin, on the other hand, when he's in stealth mode, he cannot kill any man of the law. No, but he can make them go to sleep with a sleep liquid gun. Or knock them out by hitting them with a frying pan. There is a minigame where you play as Fujiko. It's quite simple, all you have to do is score 100 points. It's pretty straightforward. The first half of the game is, like I said, is mostly stealth.
Where'd you go? Crap, 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 crap! We've lost sight of him!
You could pickpocket guards to pick up various items. Some are health items, collectibles, or dolls, which is basically your one-ups if you get caught or die in the game. Alright, I should explain the stealth thing. So there's this high radar. You need to find a way to get away if you get caught. If the radar gets full, you lose a life. This is where the doll comes in.
Lupin! You're under arrest!
You could also die in the game by taking enough damage. The icon on the bottom left represents your health. The locations in this game is the train, the castle, and the underground cave for the most part. I will say this, there's this one part that reminds me of the monastery in Ninja Gaiden. I was expecting Ryu Hayabusa and that Alma to pop up. The last thing that I'll mention are the gadgets that Lupin uses. You see, sometimes there's sensors that is naked to the visible eye. So Lupin has these infrared goggles to see the laser sensors. You want to avoid triggering the sensors, because it will spawn guards. There's also this grappling hook given to you by Goemon, but you rarely use it. I think that's all I have to say about Lupin on the PS2. I like it. It inspires me to play more stealth games. The next game will be Astro Boy. This is published by Sega and developed by Team Sonic. This game is an adaptation to the 2003 anime. I believe it follows the story pretty well. You play as Astro as he wakes up in his robot body. The more you progress, the more abilities he learns in the game. I believe he starts to learn how to fly in the beginning, but then develops other abilities like hearing from miles away. This comes in handy when Astro is needed for assistance. He will get X-ray visions, a laser beam attack, and so on later on. Astro can't spam his ability all he wants. No, there's an ability meter that would drain. However, it could slowly recover in time. In a way, yeah, I could see the influence this gave the Mega Man franchise. Mega Man fights Robot Masters and borrows their abilities. However, Astro Boy develops his own abilities and is permanent. I also like how his health and ability meters fill up after he beats a boss. This game also has a day and night cycle. Reminds me of another Sega game. As I mentioned before, this game covers the 2003 anime pretty well. You will come across Magnemite, Deku, Atlas, Blue Knight, and so on. This game also has side quests which will earn you these cards. Zoran loves these cards.
Wow, a new card? Let me see.
Zoran wants Astro to collect these cards. It brings insight to the characters from the anime. Other than that, this game is pretty short if you're playing it for the main story. Even the side quest is pretty short. Maybe about 3 to 4 hours at max. But yeah, that's Astro Boy for the PS2. So out of the two games, they're both pretty good. But I really like Lupin more. For my first playthrough of this game could be a little confusing for the train part. But if you know what to do, you could enjoy the context and lore of the game. This game will also reward you with context if you pickpocket some of the guards. You see, after you beat the game, you unlock the hideout. This is where Lupin could play some cutscenes and music from the game. But you need to pickpocket the right guard to get those contexts. You can also play the Fujiko minigame in the hideout. There is one thing I don't like about the game. It's not game related though. I don't like the front cover. It's just a CG group shot of the main cast. In my opinion, it looks boring. However, the Japanese and PAL region port has a cool cover. Ooh, the music. I forgot to talk about the music. The music is very good. Unfortunately, I cannot play any of it in this video. In my Let's Play videos, I got so many copyright claims and I wasn't going to bother putting it here. The composer of the game is also the composer of the anime. I should acknowledge this. But yeah, if you're a fan of stealth games, I say check out Lupin the Third. Astro Boy is a pretty average game. I don't think the replayability isn't that high once you beat the game. Unless you really want to get those cards for Zoran. I do like the open world in Metro City. You can fly around and explore. The music is pretty good too. But that's pretty much it for Astro Boy. I think it's pretty cool that there's a cameo from another manga from Tezuka. I was like, hey, is that Black Jack? If you'd like to play a better game from a manga by Tezuka Asama, I highly recommend Blood Will Tell, also known as Dororo. This is also from Sega and is really good. I did a review about this before. Before I wrap up, I would like to mention some other games. There is another Astro Boy game, but this is based off the CG movie that came out in 2009. It's okay, whatever. There is another Lupin the Third game, but this is only in PAL in Japanese regions. This game is great. I think it might be better than the Treasure of Sorcerer Kings. This is the Italian version I have, and the title translates to Lupin is dead. Zenigata is in love. The title sounds dumb and funny, but the game is pretty awesome. Anyways, that's all I have for this video. I hope you enjoy. Have you played these games? Did you know there was a Lupin the Third or Astro Boy game? Are you fans of the franchises? Let me know. Feel free to follow me on my socials. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I am out. Peace.